Your stomach growls. You open the fridge. Nothing looks good, so you close it again. 20 minutes later you're irritable, foggy, snapping at people you love. You call it hangry. But the real answer is far stranger. That irritation is a 4 million-year-old alarm system, built for a world where the fridge wasn't just empty. It didn't exist at all. For most of human history, food didn't arrive on a schedule. It arrived in feast, then vanished into famine. Weeks of plenty, weeks of almost nothing. Your ancestors didn't ask what's for dinner. They asked, will there be dinner at all? So what did they actually eat when the food ran out? Not what you'd guess. Anthropologist Kim Hill spent years living alongside the ape people of Paraguay, tracking exactly what foragers eat when the hunt fails. His research showed something surprising. Meat wasn't the backup plan. It was the goal, and everything else was the fallback. When hunting came up empty, the diet shifted hard toward roots, tubers, insects, and anything with stored energy that didn't run away. Palm starch, larvae, bitter roots that needed hours of processing just to become edible. Nothing wasted, nothing skipped. Here's the part that surprises people. Starvation wasn't the biggest threat. Uncertainty was. Bodies that could only handle steady meals would have failed constantly, so evolution built something else instead. A body that stores extra fuel the moment food shows up, specifically to survive the moment it disappears. This is where geneticist James Neal comes in. In 1962, he proposed what's now called the Thrifty gene hypothesis. His idea was simple. In a feast or famine world, the humans who survived weren't the ones who burned through calories the fastest. They were the ones whose bodies clung to every spare calorie, converting it into fat with ruthless efficiency, then rationing it out slowly during the lean stretches. That trait wasn't a flaw. It was the whole survival strategy. Think about what that means. Your body isn't bad at handling abundance. It was never built for abundance in the first place. It was built for scarcity, and it's frighteningly good at its job. When the food ran out completely, the human body had a second trick. After a day or two, without eating, it starts breaking down stored fat into molecules called ketones. In plain terms, ketones are an emergency fuel your liver produces from fat, so your brain can keep running even when there's no food coming in. This isn't some modern fad diet. It's a switch your body has flipped for millions of years, quietly, in the background, whenever meals stopped coming. So the ancient human dealing with famine wasn't fading away helplessly. Their body was executing a plan. Slow the metabolism. Burn fat for fuel. Prioritize the brain. Conserve everything else. Hunger wasn't a malfunction. It was a message telling them exactly what phase of the plan they were in. Now here's the twist. That same feast or famine machinery is still running inside you, right now, in a country that has almost no famine left. Supermarkets on every corner. DoorDash and Uber Eats a few taps away. A drive-thru open at 2 a.m. Food at every corner, every hour. Your body still braces for scarcity that never comes. It still stores fat as though the next famine could hit tomorrow. It still floods you with urgency the moment a meal is late, even by an hour. That's not weakness. That's precision. A system built over millions of years doesn't update itself in 2.5 centuries of supermarkets and strip malls. Why would it? As far as your biology is concerned, the power could go out and the fridge could break at any time, and it has no way of knowing better. Consider what your ancestors would think, watching you stand in front of a fully stocked refrigerator, unsatisfied, scrolling through a delivery app for something that sounds appealing. They wouldn't see indulgence. They'd see a body still speaking the only language it ever learned. Prepare for scarcity. Store what you can. Never assume the next meal is guaranteed. And maybe that reframes the hangry moment entirely. It isn't your body failing you. It's your body doing exactly what kept your ancestors alive through droughts, migrations, and winters with no harvest. The system worked so well that it outlived the problem it was built to solve. So the next time hunger hits, and your patience disappears with it, remember what's actually happening underneath. You're not just hungry. You're running a survival protocol older than language, older than agriculture, older than fire itself, tuned for a world that hasn't existed for 10,000 years. Your stomach growls. You open the fridge, and for a moment, without knowing it, you're standing exactly where your ancestors once stood, staring into uncertainty, and trusting a body that has never once forgotten how to survive it.